Top of the day, beautiful people. Top of the day. Betwabu. Betwabu. All right, beautiful people. Happy Monday. It is Monday, April the 20th, 2020. Day 125 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets, better known as the Old Testament. All right, today we're reading 2 Chronicles 9, 10, and 11. And today we are reading about the Queen of Sheba. Remember yesterday I put the wrong title? I looked at it in my phone and read ahead of chapter and put the Queen of Sheba. And I told y'all by the end of the video, put the wrong title. Betwabu, Tiffany. And I said I was going to probably use that same title for today. So yeah, I decided to go ahead and use the Queen of Sheba for today. So it is not yesterday's video. It is today's video. All right, 2 Chronicles chapter 9, 10, and 11. Let's go ahead and get started. I actually have to take care of something first thing this morning, so I can't be running off at the mouth. All right, 2 Chronicles chapter 9. And when the Queen of Sheba heard the fame of Solomon, she came to prove Solomon with hard questions at Jerusalem with a very great company, and camels that bear spices, and gold in abundance, and precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. And Solomon told her all her questions, and there was nothing hid from Solomon which he told her not. And when the Queen of Sheba had seen the wisdom of Solomon, and the house that he had built, the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel, and his cupbearers also and their apparel, and his ascent by which he went up into the house of Yahuwah, there was no more spirit in her. And she said to the king, it was a true report which I heard in my own land of thine acts and of thy wisdom, and my eyes had seen it. And behold, the one half of the greatness of thy wisdom was not told me, for thou exceedest the fame that I heard. Happy are thy men, and happy are these thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and hear thy wisdom. Blessed be Yahuwah thy God, which delighted to set thee on his throne, to be king for Yahuwah thy God, because thy God loved Israel, to establish them forever. Therefore made he thee king over them, to do judgment and justice. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold, and of spices, great abundance, and precious stones. Neither was there any such spice as Queen of Sheba gave King Solomon. And the servants also of Huram, and the servants of Solomon, which brought gold from Ophir, brought algum trees and precious stones. And the king made of the algum trees terraces to the house of Yahuwah, and to the king's palace, and harps and psalteries for singers. And there were none such seen before in the land of Judah. And King Solomon gave the Queen of Sheba all her desire, whatsoever she asked, besides that she had brought unto the king. So she turned and went away to her own land, she and her servants. Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 636 talents of gold, beside that which chapmen and merchants bought. And all the kings of Arabia and governors of the country bought gold and silver to Solomon. And King Solomon made 200 targets of beaten gold. 600 shekels of beaten gold went to one target. And 300 shields made of beaten gold, 300 shekels of gold went to one shield. And the king put them in the house of the forest of Lebanon. Moreover, the king made a great throne of ivory, and overlaid it with pure gold. And there were 6 steps to the throne, with a footstool of gold, which were fastened to the throne, and stays on each side of the sitting place, and 2 lions standing by the stays. And 12 lions stood there on one side, and on the other upon 6 steps. There was not the like made in any kingdom. And all the drinking vessels of King Solomon were of gold, and all these vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were of pure gold. None were of silver. It was not anything accounted of in the days of Solomon. For the king's ships went to Tarshish with the servants of Huram every 3 years. Once came the ships of Tarshish to bring gold and silver and ivory and apes and peacocks. And King Solomon passed all the kings of the earth in riches and wisdom. And all the kings of the earth sought the presence of Solomon to hear his wisdom that Yahuwah had put in his heart. And they brought every man his present, vessels of silver, and vessels of gold, and raiment, harness, and spices, horses and mules, a rate year by year. And Solomon had 4,000 stalls for horses and chariots, 12,000 horsemen, whom he bestowed in the chariot cities, and with the king at Jerusalem. And he reigned over all the kings from the river even unto the land of the Philistines and to the border of Egypt. And the king made silver in Jerusalem as stones, and cedar trees made he as the sycamore trees that are in the low plains in abundance. And they brought unto Solomon horses out of Egypt and out of all the lands. Now the rest of the acts of Solomon, first and last, are they not written in the book of Nathan the prophet, and in the prophecy of Ahijah the Shilonite, and in the visions of Edo the seer against Jeroboam the son of Nebat? I still can't find those books. And Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel 40 years. And Solomon slept with his fathers, and he was buried in the city of David his father, and Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead. All right. 2 Chronicles chapter 10. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for to Shechem were all Israel come to make him king. And it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was in Egypt, whither he had fled from the presence of Solomon the king, heard it, that Jeroboam returned out of Egypt. And they sent and called him. So Jeroboam and all Israel came and spake to Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore ease thou somewhat the grievous servitude of thy father, and his heavy yoke that he put upon us, and we will serve thee. And he said unto them, Come again unto me after 3 days. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam took counsel with the old men that had stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, saying, What counsel give ye me to return to answer to this people? And they spake unto him, saying, If thou be kind to this people, and please them, and speak good words to them, they will be thy servants forever. But he forsook the counsel which the old men gave him, and took the counsel with the young men that were brought up with him, that stood before him. Ain't that just like young people? And those without a lot of wisdom at the certain time that they truly, truly need it. They forsake the wisdom of the elders and decide to listen to the dumb advice of their peers. This will get a lot of them in trouble. But he forsook the counsel which the old men gave him, and took counsel with the young men that were brought up with him, that stood before him. And he said unto them, What advice give ye me, that I may return and answer to this people, which have spoken to me, saying, Ease somewhat the yoke that thy father did put upon us? And the young men that were brought up with him spake unto him, saying, Thou shalt answer the people that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make it thou somewhat lighter for us. Thus thou shalt say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. For whereas my father put a heavy yoke upon you, I will put more to your yoke. And my father chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam on the 3rd day, as the king bade, saying, Come to me again on the 3rd day. And the king answered them roughly, and King Rehoboam forsook the counsel of the old men, and answered them after the advice of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, but I will add thereto. My father chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So the king hearkened not unto the people, for this cause was of Yahuwah, that Yahuwah might perform his word which he spake by the hand of Ahijah the Shilonite to Jeroboam the son of Nebat. And when all of Israel saw that the king would not hearken unto them, the people answered the king, saying, What portion do we have in David? And we have none inheritance in the son of Jesse. Every man to your tents, O Israel. And now, David, see to thy own house. So all of Israel went to their tents. But as for the children of Israel that dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then King Rehoboam sent to Hadoram, that was over the tribute, and the children of Israel stoned him with stones, that he died. But King Rehoboam made speed to get up with his chariot to flee to Jerusalem, and Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And there is a split between the 12 tribes, and now we'll have a northern kingdom and a southern kingdom. And remember, the northern kingdom is the 10 tribes that now Jeroboam is now ruling over. And he said, house of David, see to your own house. And so now Rehoboam, King Solomon's son, now only has left the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin to rule over. And they are the southern kingdom, or the kingdom of Judah. All right, y'all, last chapter for today. 2 Chronicles chapter 11. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he gathered of the house of Judah and Benjamin 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against Israel, that he might bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam. But the word of Yahuwah came to Shemaiah, the man of Yahuwah, saying, Speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and all of Israel and Judah and Benjamin, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah, ye shall not go up nor fight against your brethren. Return every man to his house, for this thing is done of me. And they obeyed the words of Yahuwah and returned from going against Jeroboam. And Rehoboam dwelt in Jerusalem and built cities for defense in Judah. He built even Bethlehem and Etam and Tekoa and Beth-zur and Shoko and Adullam and Gath and Marishah and Ziph and Adoraim and Lachish and Azekah and Zorah and Ajalon and Hebron, which are in Judah and in Benjamin, fenced cities. And he fortified the strongholds and put captains in them, and store of victual and of oil and wine. And in every several city he put shields and spears, and he made them exceeding strong, having Judah and Benjamin on his side. And the priests and the Levites that were in all of Israel resorted to him out of all their coasts. Meaning that, remember, the Levites, you had a few Levites that, there was a few Levites, from what I understand in a couple other places, there were a few Levites that stayed in Israel within the 10 tribes. But for all the priests that left and defected down to the southern kingdom of Judah, Jeroboam, actually, he just picked people to be priests, and they were wicked men. He just set them in place to do the jobs of the priests. For the Levites left their suburbs and their possession and came to Judah and Jerusalem, for Jeroboam and his sons had cast them off from executing the priest's office unto Yahuwah. And he ordained him priest for the high places, and made for devils, and for the calves which he had made. And after them, out of all the tribes of Israel, such as set their hearts to seek Yahuwah, the God of Israel, came to Jerusalem to sacrifice unto Yahuwah, the God of their fathers. So they strengthened the kingdom of Judah, and made Rehoboam the son of Solomon strong 3 years. For 3 years they walked in the way of David and Solomon. And Rehoboam took him Mahalath, the daughter of Jeremoth, the son of David, to wife, and Abihail, the daughter of Eliab, the son of Jesse, which bare him children, Jeush and Shemira and Zaham. And after her he took Maacah, the daughter of Absalom, which bare him Abijah and Attai and Ziza and Shelomith. And Rehoboam loved Maacah, the daughter of Absalom, above all his wives and concubines. For he took 18 wives and 80 concubines, and begat 28 sons and 80 daughters. And Rehoboam made Abijah, the son of Maacah, the chief, to be ruler among his brethren, for he thought to make him king. And he dealt wisely, and dispersed all of his children throughout all the countries of Judah and Benjamin unto every fenced city. And he gave them victual in abundance, and he desired many wives. All right, y'all, that is our reading for today, and we know he about to get himself in trouble. All right, y'all, so with that being said, quick recap. 2 Chronicles 9 9, 10, and 11. We read about the Queen of Sheba, and a split between the family, the 12 tribes. Today is day 125. It is Monday, April the 20th, 2020. All right, y'all. So with that being said, we got to go ahead and get out of here because I have to attend to something first thing this morning. So we'll go ahead and do the blessing. This has probably been our shortest video in a long time. It's probably like 15, 20 minutes. All right, y'all. So may Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us and give us his peace. All right, y'all. I love y'all, and I will see you bright and early in the morning. Peace.